Welcome to the P-List. Welcome to the P-List. Welcome to the P-List. What's going on? New setups coming together. I'm coming to you from this new dope chair. Of course, I don't have the desk set up yet, so I've got another chair with a box on it. And yeah, so it's probably not going to be from this angle in the future. But one thing that you may hear in the future, this disturbing sound. Hear that? Whoa, 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 whoa. What is that? That's my lower lumbar massaging my chair, bitches. And it's freaking awesome. Ooh, that's a big old bright light. I'll cover that for you. All right. So we got the P-List. Top 10 wrestlers in Georgia as of today. What is today? The 26th, I believe. However, I do feel the need to address the Victory Championship Wrestling stuff, because I saw some messages going out from Wicked, who I guess is the booker. He put out this thing of like, I'm just trying to make everybody money, yada, yada. One of the guys that I'm going to mention in today's P-List, Ben Buchanan, basically gave back their title, not wanting it because of the whole Johnny Slaughter thing. I'm of two minds on this. One is I get where Wicked Nemesis is coming from, right? But I will say that I think things would be going a lot smoother and a lot easier if Slaughter had not put out that stupid message about, you know, Johnny Slaughter's going to step away. This person's going to take over as general manager while he deals with these unfair and bogus charges. That told everybody, I mean, I'll just put it out there. That told everybody that Johnny Slaughter is still pulling the strings. Johnny Slaughter's still involved. That this notion that he's not involved seems like total bullshit. And if he had not put out that message, I think people would have a much different attitude. And I think it would go a long way if Victory Championship Wrestling had merely said, you know, Johnny Slaughter is going to have nothing to do with this organization until he is cleared or it's found that he's guilty, and then he is out altogether permanently. Just a simple thing like that would have made this whole thing a million times easier. Like I said, I empathize with what Wicked Nemesis is going through. I also, I've already kind of spoken on this thing before, how I thought certain people were kind of overstating the case and kind of all of that kind of stuff, and saying that we're going to watch to see what wrestlers wrestle there and we're going to make sure they don't work anywhere else. That's bullshit too. But let's not act like Victory Championship Wrestling has handled this thing perfectly, because that badly written release, no less, about whatever her ass is taking over as general manager because Johnny Slaughter's fighting these bogus that was such a bad look. And frankly, I think that's what makes the whole thing so hard to defend. And that's nobody's fault but theirs. All right, let's move on to this P-List. All right, problem with this P-List, man. Right from the jump. Ah, damn it. See how it's messing stuff. I'll put the videos together. It's fine. I can't wait to have a desk tomorrow. That's my project, is just putting the desk tomorrow, and then everything will be set up and gorgeous and wonderful. And then I can game and I can do videos in comfort and occasionally with a massage. This top 10 list is the hardest one I've ever had to do. The problem used to be thinking of 10 people who were worthy. That's just me being honest. Now the problem is so many promotions have attained a level of legitimacy that you want to include people's champions. You also want to factor in the fact of the guys that wrestle for multiple promotions. It's a lot to weigh. It's a lot to do. And this is not, poor Steve, no more, so difficult. It's so hard to make a list. No, it's not about that. But I do take the thing seriously. I think any of the guys who put out lists of any kind, I think of like Scott Hensley specifically. And I mean, and also me and Scott Hensley. Wow, that's kind of weird. I think if the two of us had a conversation as guys who make these lists, we would say how much work they are, how difficult it is when you want to do the thing just right. So what I did was I took all of the names that made the final cut, and I included all of them. I wrote all of their names on their each individual card, and then I played this game of is so-and-so higher than so-and-so, and so-and-so higher than so-and-so, and it's not as easy as you would think. So I'm gonna, since I had to make them a fucking card already, I'm gonna mention the honorable mentions are gonna be the people who made the final cut but didn't make the top 10. Does that make sense? Cool. And again, you're welcome to make your own lists, you lazy fuck. You're welcome to debate and whatever. And Shalandra Royal, who loves taking these things and then just writing them below, she's of course welcome to do that too. Look at the lighting setup. It's coming along too. Framing the gorgeous Cherry here and the even more gorgeous me over here. And then the nice thing that the kid wrote for me over here. I'm going to have to do something about the darkness over here. I guess I could have turned on the light. Got the Infinity Metal thing with Stephen Platinum that somebody sent me on the Dr. Doom poster, which is also awesome. And the second floor right now is dark. All right, let's get to first the people who... Let's see. The people who did not make the cut for the top 10 but deserved a mention. Payne. Who is Payne? He is the WrestleMerica champ. WrestleMerica is one of the bigger groups around. He's the champ, but his title defense at the last show just didn't go very well, apparently, because his opponent was hurt or whatever. So he hasn't really had a way to distinguish that championship yet, or himself. He's not somebody who generally wrestles for any of the other majors, so that also kind of kept him off this list, but it was worth mentioning. Payne, the WrestleMerica champ. Whoa, actually hit the lamp, so scary. Another honorable mention, Zach Mosley. He's the KLT champion, at least as of tonight. Their show has started late. Larry just texted me, and he was like, their show is supposed to start 30 minutes ago. And he's like, it's a madhouse. So you got the guy who's wrestles for a ton of different promotions, making all kinds of noise, doing that cool stuff with Skrilla online. And he's the KLT champion. He's a guy who's probably wrestling tonight in front of 500 people or more. Madness, right? But he doesn't make the cut for the top 10. But I wanted to put his name here. Zach Mosley, the KLT champion. An honorable mention. Ugly. AC Mack. He lost the Action title after this ridiculously long reign. And then he lost to Alan Angels at the last Action shows. But I wanted to put him here because he's a guy that's been on, who was on every single P list for the top 10 for the almost 2 years I've been doing it. And that's quite an accomplishment. He may be the only one that was on every single list up to now. Think about that. It's an amazing accomplishment for a guy who, you got to think bigger and better things are ahead of him in wrestling. But I just wanted to put his name here because I thought he deserved the mention. And honestly, if he had beaten Alan Angels in that match, I probably would have found a way to squeeze him in the top 10. AC Mack. Hot attack. Another honorable mention, Logan Creed. This guy is everywhere doing big shit. He's wrestling Austin Towers, who is in our top 10, at the next Southern Honor show. He's just doing big stuff all the time. He is the true measuring stick for promotions in the state of Georgia. He has worked or is currently working for every major promotion and most of the minor ones. Logan Creed is always there to make your show look good. At the last GIPW show, he wrestled Madman Fulton. I mean, he's doing big shit. He's doing great stuff. He's almost one of these guys that you're saying, like, well, he's kind of bigger than the state of Georgia because he wrestles all over, whatever. But Logan Creed, to me, is still a Georgia guy. Or maybe I just want him to be. And you're going to see in this top 10 list, this is the craziest top 10 list we've ever had. A lot of debates in my own mind about who should be on it and who shouldn't, and for various reasons. But Logan Creed definitely deserves a mention. A guy who was number one throughout I believe, 2019. And that helped him spur him on to win Wrestler of the Year for a second time. So big shit, awesome shit. Logan Creed, honorable mention as well. Now we're going to get into the top 10 proper. Are you ready? Are you ready? Sorry, Too Fast, Too Furious is on. Sorry. Yeah, slap that ass. God, she's such a terrible fucking actress. My bad. Number 10, Trevor Ayon. He's the No Limits champ for Peach State. And when Peach State was in a pinch on their last show, he main evented and did it in glorious fashion. He's one of those guys. He's one of those pillars that holds up Pro South on the regular. And he's just doing big shit, man. He's going to wrestle for Atomic Wrestling here in Florida. So he's wrestling in front of bigger and bigger crowds, making his name here, there, and everywhere. And he's looking good doing it. Trevor Ayon, number 10 in the state of Georgia. Ooh. God bless fucking America. Number 9, Ben Buchanan. He's wrestling Griff Garrison in a grudge match at Anarchy. He's wrestling for titles everywhere he goes. He just relinquished the Victory Championship Wrestling title. And obviously putting it on him was a big move and an effort to elevate their brand. That's how you know you're big shit, whenever they put the title on you to elevate their brand instead of the other way around. We're trying to give you a push by giving you the title. He was definitely clearly earmarked to win the VCW title. He relinquished it, doesn't deny the fact, doesn't take anything away from the fact that this guy is a fucking star. No doubt about it. Ben Buchanan, our number 9 wrestler in the state of Georgia. All right. Number 8. I usually have one or two that I know are going to inspire messages. Here's this one. Number 8 is Eric Young. The fuck, Steve? Like Impact TNA Wrestling Eric Young? Fuck yeah, he's the Lariato champ. He's probably going to work in front of the big crowds. And he's defending that title every show. It is what it is. Lariato gets bigger and bigger and more significant, and he's their champion. More to the point, when and if he loses this title, especially if he loses it to a local guy, that local guy is going to get the big push. That's power. That's Eric Young, our number 8 wrestler in the state of Georgia. And again, I can see the debates. I can already hear them in my mind. Fuck you. I say Eric Young. Number 7, Axelrod, full of Southern violence. He can fucking cut a promo as good as anybody else on this list. He has defended that title in bloodbaths. He's part of their major angles and major feuds as well as being their champion. And he's set for a big match against Danny Ole at the next Southern Violence show. They're playing in front of increasingly larger crowds and now in more than one area. They're going to be all the way from Athens to Monroe. And he's their champion. And a guy who won it in a very Southern violence kind of fashion. So he not only is their champion, he is epitomizing their league. And he's embodying it, perhaps more than any of the other champions on this list, which to me gives him a little bit of a boost. Congratulations, Southern Violence. You've made it into the top 10. Your champion is the number 7 wrestler in the state of Georgia. I have to cover. Can't get these precious eyes. Luckily, I'm Asian, so it's kind of harder to hit my... Never mind. That shit was racist as hell. Stop Asian hate. Motherfucker, I am Asian hate. Oh, wow. We should probably fucking move on. Number 6, TJ Boss. Who the fuck is TJ Boss, Steve? He's the PWX champion, and he's another guy who worked in front of a big-ass crowd. I'm doing a video this weekend called the 400 Club, and he's the champion of one of those groups that represents the 400 Club, those that have drawn 400 or more this year. TJ Boss. And his next match for PWX is against John Schuyler, who's saying that he'll be done with he's done with PWX if he doesn't win it. And I have a feeling TJ Boss about to defend that motherfucking title and put John Skyler out of PWX. Pretty awesome shit. TJ Boss. Hate that fucking name, though. I know I'm an asshole. But congratulations. And PWX deserving to make this list. Number 6, wrestler. Whew. And you're going to argue, but PWX isn't really... Shut the fuck up. Number 5, Austin Towers. Creeping up. Higher and higher every single time. Austin Towers. Number 5, he's in the top 5. He's the Pro South champion. And he just defended against Huckabee. Survived the lethal right hand of William Huckabee. Maintained and retained the Pro South Championship. He's got a big match with runner-up for the top 10 list, Logan Creed at Southern Honor. And the winner of that one, that's going to affect standings just a little bit. And Austin Towers also past champion of Southern Violence. So he's got more than one title and more than one league, and he's one of these guys that's getting booked everywhere. Awesome stuff. Austin Towers, number 5. Who's number 4? Bam! Alex Kane, your Wrestling United champ. Another case of a league very carefully selecting who their champion is to elevate the league. A sure sign of his status and importance. Not to mention beating O'Shea Edwards in one of the best matches for Action ever, much less the last 2 shows. Alex Kane is one of these guys that's turning up everywhere. I know his moniker. He's the Suplex Assassin. And that his pictures fucking rule. That fucking mouth guard with the little fucking teeth and dude, this guy's got the goods. This guy's showing what's up. This guy's got fucking star written all over him. Alex Kane, number 4. And think about this. Did you ever think you would see the Wrestling United champ in the top 5? It shows what a good choice that they made and how this guy is hitting that stride in his career. You know what I'm talking about. Just one of these guys, it seems like he's everywhere right now. Like I put Ben Buchanan there. I put Logan Creed there. One of these guys that's hit that flow, and away he go. Alex Kane is number 4. So we got a lot of new names. Okay. Before we get to the top 3, I got to just tell you something. Bro. Debates. Anytime you're making me and friends of mine yell at each other about this fucking top 10, you know that it's serious. And you know that there's differing opinions. I'm just going to get to it, but I just have to say, it is a cliche, but in this case it's true. Any of these top 3 could have been in any of these positions. In fact, I contemplated tying both of them up, but I realized what a fucking pussy move that was. I would rather just make the decision and take the heat rather than play both ends against it. Well, is that 3? I had even, in my mind, at one point put these 3 cards next to each other, and it was going to go maybe 3-way tie for first. But then I said, that's even lamer. But that's how narrow the distinctions are. And again, the standards come down to very small things and very subjective things. So I would be curious to see how other people would place these 3. Starting with number 3, Griff Garrison. Griff Garrison is your Southern Fried champ. Griff Garrison is a star in Anarchy and was a former Anarchy champion. And he's going to have a big match, grudge match, against Ben Buchanan. He's doing big shit. But what he hasn't done is defended that Southern Fried title. And in fact, they have him in a 6-man on the next thing. Right? That's the only thing that sort of eased him down the list even a little bit. But beyond that, Griff Garrison's a fucking star. What do you want me to tell you? He's in AEW all the time, sure, but they recognized the star potential, right? He didn't become a star because he went there. This kid's just a star. He's good looking. His wrestling gets better and better. He's doing his thing. Got that charisma on point. I saw where his tag partner is coming back. Hopefully we get them cutting promos again. It's just a good look. And for Southern Fried, you know, Southern Fried has got a lot of big stuff going on booking-wise. I want Griff Garrison to be at the head of that table, though. And I'm hoping that they'll do it because I think he can certainly handle it. Griff Garrison, the number 3 wrestler. Who's number 2? Number 2 is fallen from number 1. It's Shane Marks. It's tough. And we know what I think about Shane Marks. He's the shit. He's fucking awesome. How long has he been Anarchy champion? Fucking year. How long has he been Peach State champion? Longer than a year. And he's still defending those titles in both spots. He's got big matches coming up in both of those spots. Shane Marks, he's the fucking man. Again, could have been 3, could have been 2, very easily could have been 1. He was number 1 for most of the time I had the cards laid out. This was kind of a last-minute decision, and it was a really tough one to make. But Shane Marks is number 2. You could see the trepidation that I have because he is great, and he's champion of 2 of the major promotions. He's carrying Peach State in a lot of ways on his back, though Trevor Ayon did last show. And Anarchy, I mean, he's going to be part of their fucking main event scene for a long time to come. And he's headed towards a match with Jacob Ashworth, which is big shit. And he's another one of these guys that, promo-wise, I don't know if we've had so many guys in this top 10 that could cut a great, not just an okay promo, but a good promo to a great promo. That's another thing that I think has improved so much, and I think it's so wonderful and so great. Shane Marks is number 2. Number 1, hallelujah, it's David Ali. He's the Southern Honor Champion. He's the IWE New Age Champion, and even though I hate the name of that title, I love the name of the Southern Honor Champion. David Ali, big shit. Big promos. Right now, he's got my favorite promo going. He's had my favorite moment, kicking Logan Creed in his big old dome. David Ali doing big shit, wrestling Very Morales at IWE, and then they're going to put him in a feud with another dude. I mean, David Ali is it right now, folks, and he's showing up. He looks great. They're putting him back together with Danny Jordan at IWE, getting to see the 2 of them together. Both of them looking good and looking good together. David Ali, you did it, my man. Last time I did this top 10, he had just won the Southern Honor Championship and hadn't really done anything. It sort of came out of the blue. But since then, he won his feud with Sunny Days, and he's wrestling Gunnar Miller. Now, will this change if Gunnar Miller wins? Of course it will. Will Gunnar Miller find his way back in the top 10 if he wins that title? Very likely. But until then, hallelujah. Your savior at number 1 is David. Ouch. Ali.